Well, I mean, we did make the playoffs and we forced Carolina to overtime 4 times in a row, even winning a couple of those. But we did still lose in the first round, and now losing Ellis and Rene. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about this next season, even if those two losses in particular are more emotional than anything else. Why protect only 3 defensemen or 4 in the expansion draft when you can protect 5? Now that's some big brain thinking. Do your worst, Seattle. Ah, dang it. Not Yarncroak. I mean, I still don't have any regrets about how we handled the expansion draft. It just sucks that they actually took a real player from us and then just didn't select anybody from Chicago. Good, or basically nobody anyway. Okay, a pretty quiet offseason, especially considering we mostly just lost players and really didn't gain all that many back, which doesn't spark a whole lot of confidence coming into this year. But I don't know, maybe the Pacific is as bad as everyone's saying it is, and we could sneak into a second wildcard spot if the Central can get 5 teams in. Although, if we're being honest, even that's probably a long shot. Alright, a pretty decent start to the season. I mean, nothing spectacular by any means, and it does seem like we might have even less forward depth than we usually do. But who really needs forwards anyway when you have Yossi scoring at the rate of an elite forward, and Saros playing as well as he has in goal to start out the season? It is a little bit annoying that we're the first team that Seattle ever beat, so now we have to deal with that. But I guess we were just being nice. Wow, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Look at this team starting to pile up some wins. Granted, that loss to Montreal was pretty embarrassing, but still, this is really some good momentum that we're building. What's it? Oh, the stadium jerseys are out? Oh man, I can't wait to see these. Ugh. I mean, maybe they'll grow on me eventually, but yeah, these things are pretty bad. It honestly just looks like the block letters a little kid would put on a sign for like a lemonade stand or something. I mean, at least they could have picked like the same font or font size for that matter. Man, you know what? Screw a wildcard spot. We're getting one of those 3 division spots. I don't know how, but this team just keeps getting better and better. It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Though I will admit that with things going surprisingly well for us, all these COVID postponed games well, it makes me a little bit nervous for where this season is headed. As long as it ends up in the playoffs, I guess I don't care. And people thought we were done after last year. I mean, sure, I was kind of one of them in the offseason, but nonetheless, here we are, still competitive and still destined for the playoffs. We just never go away. Sure, the last couple of weeks could have gone a little bit better with that 4-game losing streak and all, but still, Saros has been great. Yossi's probably going to win the Norris. And, I mean, at least we were able to beat the Avs, which annoyingly nobody else seems to be able to do. Well, February was about as pretty as those Smashville jerseys are, which, I mean, granted, they are kind of growing on me a little bit, but there's no way around the fact that they are just downright ugly. But they are ugly. One thing that's definitely not growing on me, though, is these rumors about trading Forsberg. I mean, come on, we're actually a pretty good team, and we're probably going to end up making the playoffs, so why are we talking about being sellers at the trade deadline? Let's add a couple of pieces, and who knows, with Saros playing this way, and again, our defensive core, this team's built for the playoffs, and anything can happen. Speaking of which, I mean, it wasn't a very good month for our team, but I suppose it was a pretty fun month for our goaltenders. I mean, Saros got his 100th win, and Pekka's jersey retirement was pretty fun. There we go, back on track with some wins. And how about this Tanner Jeannot kid? What a season he's been having. I mean, I get that there's some other guys around the league that are having some pretty good seasons, mostly in Detroit, but I don't get how he's not getting any respect whatsoever for the Calder. He really should be at least talked about, even if he's probably still on the outside looking in on trying to win the thing. And Calder aside, that whole line with Trennan and Sissons has maybe been our best line here for the last little bit. Plus, with Yossi on the back end leading the entire league in defensive scoring, might even end up hitting 100 points by the end of the season. This has been a great season so far. Plus, with just a little bit left, it looks like we're basically guaranteed a playoff spot. No! 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 Not Saros of all people! Come on! Screw you, Calgary! Come on, good news, good news! Looks like he's going to be out for the first round of the playoffs, at least. Which, wait, isn't that where we're probably going to end up facing Calgary? I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but that smells a bit Well, let's just say if you're going to tell me that it's a coincidence that Saros got injured against Calgary and now we're probably playing them in the first round, let's just say I smell some burning denim. And need I remind you that I lived through summers in Nashville, so I have a pretty good idea what that smells like. Oh. Nope, it's much worse. Now because we missed Saros for the last few games of the season, we lost too much, and now we're facing the Avs in the first round. Plus, even if we were to somehow make it past them, we're back in the central side of things, so even if we did get to that second round, we would be facing a central team rather than one of those Pacific teams. Oh boy. Here we go. Yep. That's exactly what I was afraid of. Even still, though. Yikes. Okay, now that's just rude. Come on, Avs. Leaving up Game 1 score for morning skate for Game 2. You know what? That might just be the kind of thing that comes back to bite you. Ah, so close. I mean, sure, we have yet to have a lead at any point in this series so far, but at least we forced overtime, and if we can keep up this improvement going back home, we could make this series interesting yet. Or not, I guess. Yikes. Again. Woo! We have a lead! Oh, and there it goes. And now our season's done. It really sucks that that's how this incredible season had to end. I really hope that the Flames don't get rewarded by getting a deep playoff run. Not to mention the fact that now with us getting swept by the Avs in the playoffs, it'll probably make the writers or whoever votes on it have that much an easier time just picking Makar for the Norris over Yossi, who should win it otherwise. Oh well. I mean, I guess it was a great season for Saros, so there is some hope for the future, plus Jeannot. So, I mean, yeah, if both of those guys come back next season, I mean, we could be back next year. Of course, assuming that Forsberg is also back, which would be nice if we could actually get him signed. Hint, hint.